Hey everyone, it's Carrie from My Friends Call Me Martha. I am here today using the Cup of Tea bundle. It is 3 days away from our new catalog launching, and I am very excited for day 5 when I can actually show you images from the catalog. So this was one of the items that we could order as part of as being a demonstrator with Stampin' Up, there's some products that we're able to order early before the catalog launches so that we can get everybody all excited about some of the new products coming. So I was very excited with this cup of tea set. So I am going to make a card today. So I've already die cut some of my pieces so that the video can be a little bit quicker. And yes, I know this looks crazy, right? But I hate to be wasteful. So there are many times that if you take a card apart that I've made for you, you'll find that sometimes the layer that's going to be covered, I will cut a shape or something out of it so that it's not completely wasteful, because again, nobody is going to see this unless you take the card apart. So that is the layer. This piece of cardstock that I'm using for my base is I always forget the new color, Tahitian Tide, I think it's called. And my card base is 8.5 by 5.5, and it is scored at 4.25. And then my first layer here is 5.25 by 4. And when you're cutting paper like this, you kind of want to be mindful, obviously, and not cut your paper like this, because then it wouldn't work on your card even if you went with a horizontal card. So you want to be mindful of the way that you're cutting the paper, and if you mess up, sometimes the back layer is actually a little bit better, and it doesn't matter if the pattern is going vertical or horizontal. And I'm ready to actually glue this down, so we'll do that step before we get stamping. All right, we got that centered on there. So for our stamping part of it, and I am going to bring in, sometimes it's useful to use, I get these like foam craft mats at Michael's or Joann's, and they kind of just give a little bit of an extra cushion for the photopolymer stamps. Photopolymer are the ones that you can, that you can like see through, which I love because you can like better line up where you want things. But sometimes you need that little extra cushion. All right, and I am gonna start with my flowers. And I totally got this ink everywhere. This is the Starry Sky. Actually, let me just clean this whole thing off. Made quite the mess. Okay, and because I want 2 colors of flowers, you could color these with markers and then stamp so that you could get a variety of colors, or you could ink up your ink pad and do what I just did and wipe it off with, oh, look at how awesome your fingers get. It's just a little wet. I should have brought a dry paper towel in. There's also a way you can do it kind of with Post-it notes. They call it masking. If you kind of Google that, I bet you would find a YouTube video or 2 on that. And then I'm just going to wipe this off again. And this time I'm going to go with Gorgeous Grape, which is another purple color, but just a little bit lighter. And then I'm just going to wipe off my smaller flowers. And I'm going to try to kind of match them up so that they work best with the next stamp, which is your leaves. So there you go. And before I make a really big mess, I am going to close up my ink pad. There's nothing worse than dropping something you've already stamped into an ink pad, or a finished card into an ink pad. And yes, I am speaking from experience. So I did look in the catalog, and there really is kind of no way to exactly line up these leaves. Like they don't each kind of go with a specific stem. So that's how it's supposed to be. Sometimes that bothers me because I'm very particular about things. And then I cut out a bunch of different teacups. I thought about using black and white, but then black and white didn't really go with the paper I picked. So, and so in the die set is a die that cuts out a solid teacup, and then there's one with this like overlay piece. So I'm thinking, that is my husband. He just got home and he's being really loud talking to the dog. So I apologize if you guys are hearing that. So I'm just using my liquid glue, and I'm just kind of placing it as best I can. If I was really particular, I would get my sponge out, but I'm lazy, and this is just kind of easier. Okay.
No, there's no lemon street. I've been gone for an hour. I'm not friggin'.
Do you think she understands him? She has a routine when he gets home from work, and she doesn't know that it's not a work day. So he was just at my mother's house trying to fix her dryer. So based on how he is acting, I'm assuming that didn't go well. All right, and then the other thing, I didn't realize what sentiment I wanted to do. And I do have quite a bit of room. So I think I'm gonna try the Take Care of Yourself. I think this makes a good get well card. It's kind of cheerful. Actually, let's take my leaves off. And I think I'm gonna go with the Starry Sky for this. I think I'm just gonna go right in the middle. All right, and then my teacup, I'm gonna actually use dimensionals. And what that does is it gives it a little bit of height, depth, whatever you want to call it. And then I also cut out the little cut out some, they had the lemon pieces, and I kind of did two different colors. I put this one together. I do think I want to go with the yellow Daffodil Delight on the bumblebee. Okay. Oh my goodness, my hands are a little bit sticky. And there also is this cute little heart. So I'm going to use a glue dot on my heart. And then, yeah, I'm going to use this color because it matches the ink. What I noticed is they didn't poke a hole in this. And so that you could actually, sometimes the dies come so that it would like have a little hole in there. Evie, I know Daddy didn't give you loves, but Mommy's trying to make a card. Give me a minute. She's literally scratching at me. I can't stop the video right now. Hold on. It's very hard to make a card with a dog, like. All right. So sometimes these holes are, oh my goodness. See how I just dropped that stamp? And it left a little green. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna blame the dog. But it's a handmade card, so people are expecting little blemishes, right? sometimes baker's twine starts to fray, so that's why I always do a little bit longer of a piece so that I have kind of room to cut off if it frays quite a bit, but usually it straightens out as you get like halfway through. And I am going to tie a knot so that this doesn't keep. All right. Oh, good. She decided to lay down in her little bed and look out the window. All right. So what I might do here is just tie it through the what is that, a handle of the cup. And then I want it a little bit loose so that it like dangles a little bit, but not crazy. And again, I'm going to tie a knot and then a bow. Okay. I know, kind of being futzy here. All right, let me get my teacup on my card and then see if I can position it right. Sometimes these dimensional backs, sometimes they fling right off and then other times they don't. Oh. Gosh, those were on there bad. Okay, now let's figure this little guy out. I don't want my bow so big that it over. All right. Yes, this was the side that frayed a little bit, but look, you never know. And then I might use, I wanted to kind of put the lemon over here, so I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm tempted to cover that maybe with a rhinestone, but I feel like it's not going to cover it enough, and then it would make it more obvious. Oh, hold on. Let's see if I can get my little stick. There we go. Instead of having that dangle, I put it in place. Then that one has no sticky back. My goodness, this video today. It's not my best work, guys. Hopefully you'll tune in again and give me another chance. All right. So what do you think? I think it's actually pretty cute. I think that would have been a little too much blue. Maybe not. I also thought about using the green. So anyways, that is my card today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for tomorrow's video where I will be featuring, oh, I forget which bundle I'm featuring. So tune in tomorrow and we'll make another card.